So this is another part that I read that I was like, I'm gonna share because um, it just sounded good, and the topic of that it will make sense all soon. So the author starts by saying the universe is about to show you why you had to wait, why it took so long. Something big is about to happen in your life. So that's a good statement, but I don't really buy into those kind of statements. Something worth sharing, something worth writing about. I'm talking about complete and utter disintegration from everything you once knew. A final severing of ties, a cutting of the cord. Something is going to come into your life with the sole purpose of accomplishing one thing, and that thing is to be a reminder so loud in your face that it is impossible to ignore. A reminder of the power that is oozing from your pores and coursing through your veins. This thing is about that is coming in something you always wished for. So the little you who will lay awake in bed at night dreaming of this distant reality, this version of yourself living in ultimate bliss, living in a way that you have never seen anyone around you get the privilege of experiencing, but somehow you always knew it would be you. It was always going to be you from the first minute that you had this premonition. And guess what? This is no longer just some distant. Your dark. This is something I like. This is the part that I liked. Your darkness is nothing to fear. In fact, it is more of you to love rather than letting go of this piece of yourself. Promise to love them fully in every shape and every form. Thank them when they come to visit, but always remember who is in charge of directing this ship now. For this is for this for this is you that is listening to these words, the true you. You finally realize the light that is you. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you always destined to find yourself this way. It was only a matter of time. So the topic is ni it will make sense soon. And one of the things that the author of this book aliandika, your pain was never the end, it was always the beginning. So that is, the cover at the back. But the main reason, Mimi, I love reading books. It's at one point, one of the lowest point in my life, and I think I have shared this. Was at the time yenye nilikuwa naishi kwa one of my friends in the basement, and at this point kila mtu had turned their back on me, and it was just me na huyo jamaa, and I slept on concrete, nililalia concrete. And one of the things that guy shaped in me yenye I really admired was the fact that huyu jamaa was always reading books. He was always reading books. And so when I was living there, I had to stick down to their rules. And one of their rules was, which I did not think I needed. One of their rules was like, always go outside by 7. And so at that point, like, ukiwa in a point yenye you are in a need, so you automatically obey. So I caught myself reading books. So and it's not that before then I never read books. It's more of like that 1 year I had nothing to do. Ukiwa kwa basement, there's hakuna TV. The only thing you can do is read a book. And that's when I started, like, getting in this journey. Like, man, I finding books very interesting and actually taking time. He used to read. Huyu jamaa alikuwa anasoma Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Like, I mean, plus, plus, plus that he has a book that he's reading. And nikibonga na yeye juu we are still friends, we are very good friends, like we are like this. Alikuwa ananiambia like that's one of the things that I wanted you to pick up. So for me it will make sense soon, like when I was reading this from this author, is that is true. Some things, man, they will make sense years later. When you're going through it, you don't understand. So the guy mwenye nililala kwa basement yake, I mean, I shared this I think last year. He is the guy mwenye aliniambia nitakulipia shule with everything catered for. Aliniambia you don't have to worry, pick anything unataka kwenda kusoma, nitakulipia. But you see, the moment yenye nilikuwa kwa basement yake, I was like, this sucks, you know. But one thing, I am not a victim. I don't play the victim thing. But at that point, you know, there's some things I never thought that would come out of that that situation. And to me, that's why I like this part. The author is saying your darkness is nothing to fear. In fact, it's more of you to love. Man, if you learn to love the darkness, I mean, let me let me tell you, man, like there's something funny I have found with life. There are people, and this is why I like being authentic, I like being genuine, so that people can know my trash, people can know my issues firsthand. Juu unapata msee ana act super self-righteous, but closed doors anafanya vituko. Hizo vituko, they get found out. Na wakipatikana ni kitu ya kuaibisha. I can't tell you how many times nimejionea vitu kaa hizo. Like, if you're gonna do something, at least ifanye in the light, at least people know you for the real you. You see? And I don't want to go into details juu kuna something very painful in I mean, nimesikiza, but I'm not encouraging people to live in darkness or to enjoy darkness, but I'm a believer that, for me personally, if you meet me, you will, I mean, I'm not gonna try to impress you. You know, I want people to know me for whom I am, the good and the bad parts. The more you create a persona, like I'm this kind of a person hapa, and then you start doing things zenye like ziko embarrassing, and then like, this is the main reason me mwenyewe I have learned how to love my darkness. And I have a lot of darkness. Like, I'm not like what you see is what you get. And so, and that's crazy. When she, like the last paragraph, anasema you'll finally realize the light that is you when you look at yourself in the mirror. You always destined to find yourself this way. Was only a matter of time. You see, if you learned how to love your dark, everything about you, you know, you will come to realize that those are some of the areas that you shine in. Those are the areas that you shine in. And this is one of the reasons as to why, like, I love reading books. Is just because this life is too hard. You need something positive from somebody almost every day. Like, almost every day. Like, you almost need something to live for, something to always give you joy. And you know, unajua nini ilinipatia joy the minute niliishi kwa hiyo basement for 1 year was books. You read stories that I say, like, it just gives you hope. Like you're not destined to live in that place forever. Like, look where, like, angalia penye niko. Man, 10 years ago, if you could have told me that nikiwa kwa hiyo basement, ningekwambia wewe haujui. Nothing is set on stone. So however that looks like, things will make sense for you soon, and you are the one to interpret that and how that looks for you in your own life.